The Dallas Cowboys and their fans are facing some disappointing news this week as wide receiver and return specialist Cavante Turpin found himself in hot water over the weekend. Turpin was arrested on charges involving illegal possession of a firearm and marijuana, and while the situation is troubling, it's important to unpack what this really means for him and the Cowboys moving forward. Off-the-field issues like this always catch the attention of fans and analysts alike, especially when they happen so close to a major holiday weekend like the 4th of July, a time when teams hope to avoid distractions and focus on preparing for the grind ahead. Turpin, who recently signed a 3-year deal worth $13.5 million, including $5 million guaranteed, now faces a cloud of uncertainty. Even if the league's reaction is expected to be measured from the outset, it's clear that this arrest isn't the kind of headline the Cowboys wanted in recent years. The NFL has largely moved past harsh penalties for marijuana-related offenses, reflecting changing social attitudes and new policies. This means that, despite the arrest, a suspension from the league itself seems unlikely at this point. The gun charge adds complexity, but the NFL has demonstrated leniency in comparable cases, which suggests that Turpin might avoid league discipline here as well. Still, this doesn't mean there won't be consequences. The Cowboys organization, under the leadership of their head coach, is expected to deal with this internally. Coaches and management have a vested interest in maintaining discipline and setting standards for players, especially when incidents like this risk tarnishing the team's image. It's safe to assume that Turpin will face some form of internal reprimand, which could range from fines to limited playing time or even public remarks, meant to underscore the seriousness of the situation. It's worth recalling that Turpin's off-field struggles are not entirely new. During his college days at Texas Christian University, he faced serious issues that ultimately led to his dismissal from the team. Allegations related to domestic violence resulted in legal consequences and disciplinary action that delayed the start of his professional career. Despite these setbacks, Turpin worked hard to rebuild his reputation and earn a spot in the NFL, showcasing his speed and versatility as both a receiver and return man. Up until now, he had managed to stay out of trouble and focus on his development. But this recent arrest threatens to undo much of the progress he has made. The timing could not be worse, considering he is coming off a new contract that promised a bigger role and more stability. Financially, Turpin's contract is structured in a way that reflects both his potential and the Cowboys' cautious approach. While the headline numbers $13.5 million over 3 years sound impressive, only about $5 million is guaranteed, and the rest depends on incentives that he hasn't yet hit in his NFL career. This means the team has some financial flexibility if things do not go as planned. Typically, NFL contracts contain clauses that allow teams to void future guarantees if a player is suspended or violates team rules. For Turpin, however, this situation might not have a huge financial impact beyond this year since his guaranteed money mostly covers the current season. Nonetheless, the legal troubles and possible fines stemming from the arrest could complicate his path forward. On the field, Turpin has proven to be a valuable asset in certain roles, especially as a gadget player who thrives when given opportunities to use his speed and elusiveness in space. Last season, he recorded nearly 50 touches through a combination of carries, jet sweeps, bubble screens, and quick slants. The coaching staff, including the offensive coordinator, appeared to see value in involving him more creatively in the offense, though it took time for these plays to be fully integrated. The changes to kickoff rules in recent years have also increased Turpin's value as a return specialist, allowing him to impact the game and special teams more effectively. Fans and analysts are curious to see if the Cowboys will expand his role offensively this year, especially with the presence of established receivers like CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Tolbert commanding most of the targets. However, it's fair to wonder whether this off-field incident might affect how much trust the coaching staff places in him going forward. Discipline and reliability are crucial in the NFL, and players who falter off the field often face repercussions in their playing time and role within the team. Turpin's history, combined with this new arrest, might raise questions in the minds of coaches about his focus and commitment. That said, the Cowboys' investment in him signals they still see potential and value in what he brings to the table, so it's unlikely they'll write him off completely. How he responds to this adversity will be key to determining his future with the franchise. Looking at the bigger picture, Turpin's story highlights some of the challenges that players face balancing life off the field with the high expectations and pressures of the NFL. Talent and athleticism can only take someone so far if they don't maintain discipline and avoid situations that can derail their careers. The league has evolved over the years, and while the NFL has softened its stance on marijuana, other legal issues, especially those involving firearms, are still taken seriously. Moreover, teams like the Cowboys are under constant scrutiny from fans, media, and sponsors, so maintaining a clean image is a priority. The way the organization handles this internally will send a message not just to Turpin, but to the entire roster. It's also worth noting that Turpin's journey is far from over. At only a few years into his professional career, he still has time to learn from his mistakes and carve out a niche for himself in one of the NFL's most visible franchises. His speed and playmaking ability make him a valuable weapon, especially in specialized roles that require quick thinking and agility. If he can stay focused, stay out of trouble, and contribute consistently on the field, there's no reason he can't continue to build on his career. But the window for second chances is never unlimited, especially in a league as competitive and unforgiving as the NFL. As the legal process unfolds, fans and analysts will be watching closely to see how Turpin's situation develops. Will the Cowboys take a hard stance, or will they offer support and guidance to help him get back on track? How will this affect the team's depth chart and special teams units? These are all questions that remain open for now. What's clear is that this episode serves as a reminder of the fragile balance athletes must maintain between their personal lives and professional responsibilities when evaluating Turpin's future. It's important not to overlook the support system around him. Teams provide resources such as counseling, mentoring, and programs aimed at helping players avoid pitfalls and make better choices. Whether Turpin taps into these resources or faces further challenges remains to be seen. His response to this adversity could define the next chapter of his career, either as a cautionary tale or as a story of redemption and growth. In the meantime, the Cowboys must manage the fallout carefully, balancing the need for accountability with the desire to keep their roster intact and competitive. This means that any internal punishment will likely be measured in private, designed to correct behavior without causing unnecessary distraction. The coaching staff and front office will have to weigh the risks and rewards of keeping Turpin heavily involved on game days against the backdrop of these legal issues. One thing is certain: fans expect their players to represent the team with professionalism and maturity, both on and off the field. Incidents like these can shake confidence and create unwanted distractions, especially in a franchise with championship aspiration. The hope is that Turpin can learn from this misstep, recommit to his craft, and help the Cowboys succeed in the season ahead. At the same time, this situation invites a broader conversation about how the league and teams handle player conduct, the impact of off-field behavior on careers, and the evolving nature of discipline in professional sports. Turpin's case is just one of many that highlight the ongoing tension between personal freedom, legal troubles, and professional consequences. The NFL continues to adapt its policies to reflect changing societal norms, but the core expectations of responsibility and integrity remain. As we watch how this plays out, it's also important to remember the human side of these stories. Behind every headline is a young athlete facing pressure, making decisions, and navigating the challenges of life under intense scrutiny. While accountability is necessary, there is also room for understanding and growth, especially when players show willingness to learn from their mistakes. The upcoming weeks will be telling. Whether Turpin can regain the trust of his teammates, coaches, and fans will depend not only on the legal outcomes but also on his attitude and behavior moving forward. His ability to stay productive on the field while avoiding further incidents will ultimately shape his legacy with the Cowboys. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a twist that's got the NFL rumor mill buzzing, legendary wide receiver Jerry Rice has made headlines once again, not for his storied past with the San Francisco 49ers, but for an unexpected comment that many fans are struggling to process. During a recent interview, Rice dropped what can only be described as a bombshell. He openly praised the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, those Cowboys, Rice, whose rivalry with the Cowboys during the 1990s defined an entire era of football, didn't hold back in his compliments. They're a well-rounded team, he said, noting their consistency and the dangerous mix of veteran leadership and youthful explosiveness. While some might chalk this up to simple sports diplomacy, others are wondering Is there more to the story? His words have ignited speculation across social media and sports talk shows alike. Could this mean a behind-the-scenes role in Dallas' future? Is Rice considering a move into coaching or advisory capacities, and if so, could the Cowboys be courting him for such a role? It's all speculation for now, but it's hard to ignore the weight of his words when they come from someone who built a career burning the very star he now applauds. What adds fuel to the fire is the timing, with the Cowboys continuing to build toward what they hope is a Super Bowl run. Aligning themselves with legends, even those from rival camps, could be part of a broader strategy. Rice's statement may simply be a tip of the cap to a respected opponent, but this is the NFL, and every compliment carries the weight of potential implications. Whether it was just a rare moment of mutual respect or the first whisper of a bigger story unfolding, one thing is certain: Jerry Rice talking up the Cowboys is something nobody saw coming. In the world of football, even the smallest murmurs can become seismic shifts. Fans and insiders alike will be watching closely to see if this was just a passing remark or the first page of a surprising new chapter. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.